Kyle Dawson. He's accompanied by Amy Berg from the high school athletics office. Russ Winchester is accompanied by Melissa Landwellen, sixth grade teacher. Drew Heckerman is accompanied by Benjamin Britton, a high school history teacher. Isaiah Coutois is accompanied by Sarah McCreary, a high school business teacher. The first of two Catri, Theo Catras, is accompanied by Derek Pike, second grade teacher. And part two of the Catri, Nick Catras, is accompanied by Ainsley Patton, a third grade teacher. Judah Simfukwe is accompanied by fourth grade teacher Sean Longenberger. And our final honoree with Jackson Gould is high school English teacher Kevin Holy. Ladies and gentlemen, please extend your spirit and support for our faculty members. Enjoy your night.
And they're getting a nice hand from the fans here. Warsaw and Wawsee about to begin Northern Lakes Conference play. And when we come back, we'll get 1 minute of Fox News. Then you're going to hear from Matt Moore, the head coach of the Warsaw Tigers. And that's coming up after these messages on News Now Warsaw.
Traveling, double dribble, personal foul, all bad things in basketball. Spotty dishes, rust stains, dry skin, and hair. All bad things when it comes to your water. Rab Water Systems All-Star Team can help eliminate your water penalty. Home of the non-electric Connecticut, which provides clean, clear water 24/7 without electricity. Call or visit rabwater.com to fix your water. Our area lakes might be cold and ice could be forming, but now is the time to dream ahead to next year for a great time on the water with help from Splendor Boats. If this past summer you thought about taking your family's summer to the next level, make plans now to see the experts at Splendor. You can buy your pontoon, custom-built catamaran, or boat accessories at Warsaw's only marina on East Winona Avenue, or visit the original Splendor Boats location on State Road 15 in Silver Lake, and online at SplendorBoatsWarsaw.com. Splendor Boats thanks you for a great year and looks forward to serving you even better in the years ahead.
I'm Sam G. in Grasso. Former Minnesota police officer Kim Potter testified at her manslaughter trial and the traffic stop death of Dante Wright and said she's sorry it happened.
Pulling her gun instead of her taser was a mistake. That from the defense, as Kim Potter told the jury.
Fox's Jeff Manosso. The defense rested and the judge instructed the jury deliberations could start next week. The CDC says 2-shot COVID vaccines are better than 1-shot vaccines.
The CDC updating its vaccine guidance to give preference to mRNA vaccines, Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, over the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
Fox's Jonathan Seri notes scientists' concern about small numbers of blood clots resulting from the J&J shots. Banks and big technology stocks led another decline on Wall Street. America's listening to Fox News.
Your hometown independent insurance agency, W.R. Hall Insurance Group, is dedicated to protecting you from the risks of everyday life. You've gotten to know us over the last 100 years. We're your neighbors, people you've come to know and trust, and we've served generations of families, businesses, and farms around our county. From all of us to all of you, thank you for trusting us with your insurance needs. Here's to another 100 years of serving with trust, quality, and service. We are W.R. Hall Insurance Group.
Basketball is a game where your team could play man defense, zone defense, motion offense, press. You could focus on shooting threes or scoring in the post. Whatever strategy you use, in order to win the game, your team needs a head coach with an effective game plan. We at Alder for Bergen can help you develop and implement a financial game plan for your family's future.
Let Alder for Bergen be the head coach of your financial planning team. Alder for Bergen & Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at alderforbergen.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
Maybe it's the first time you remember piling in the whole family to go sledding. Maybe it's the first time you remember riding along with Dad as he plowed the driveways after a big snow. Maybe it's the memories of your Sunday best and priceless moments thinking about things learned, sitting quietly in the back seat as the world went by. No matter where you go or what you drive, build memories together this season. Happy holidays from all of us at R&B Car Company.
Hey, it's Andrew from Bobcat of Warsaw, and basketball is back. Who doesn't love the roar of the crowd when someone drills a three-pointer from beyond the arc? Kind of like, who doesn't love the roar of equipment when you start it up, knowing you're about to get something done? So get your somethings done with Bobcat equipment from us. Check out our lineup of Bobcat loaders, excavators, tractors, and mowers. Come see us south of Warsaw on State Road 15. Bobcat of Warsaw is a proud sponsor of Warsaw Tiger Basketball.
Booyah! You're listening to Warsaw Tiger Basketball on News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM and 1480 AM. Tonight's varsity pregame show is brought to you by Arby's on State Road 15 North in Warsaw. Warsaw's only locally owned and operated Arby's restaurant. From the market fresh sandwich to the classic beef and cheddar, Arby's has you covered. Arby's on State Road 15 North in Warsaw, a proud supporter of the Warsaw Tigers.
Coach, a really good effort, but not a good result last Friday. How'd the guys handle that?
I mean, I think we took a lot of positives away from it. You know, I think that's kind of the beauty in the game. You can play not very good and win. You can play well and not win, and there's rewards on both sides of that. So, you know, for us, I thought we took away things that we can control moving into tonight's game, and hopefully we can apply that and get the right outcome.
And injuries, I've said it for a long time, injuries build depth, and you found some guys that were willing to step up into new roles and make something happen.
Yeah, you know, I think I've shown in my 2 years that if you're available and you've had a good week of practice, I'm not afraid to play you. And that's, you know, I think this week for us, Julian Salibar's had a great week, probably a great 2 weeks. So he'll definitely get an opportunity tonight to see the floor. And, you know, other guys got to step up and continue to progress the way that they're meant to progress. And, you know, that by Game 5, you start getting a feel for kind of who you are and what you do. And, you know, we're sitting at the precipice of Game 5.
You give up 63 points, and so immediately everybody's thinking they got to work on defense this week. But how much did you really worry about your defense and work extra on it?
You know, I think for us, game to game is going to be particular to what we're going to play. So, you know, we play a Huntington North team. We're going to have to guard a lot of actions, a lot of ball reversals. You guard a Crown Point team, you're going to have to get back and guard the arc, and they move the ball in a different way. You guard a Homestead, you're going to have to find, you know, Mr. Basketball early and contest shots and go get rebounds. So, yeah, I mean, we're obviously going to work towards, you know, double weekend again, two very different teams, and that's the beauty of putting the schedule together, you know, being able to put Fort Wayne Northside on the back end of a NLC Wawsee game. You know, that's definitely a sectional feel in many ways. So, you know, we just got to work on what we need to do and get better at. And right now there's a lot of things that we have holes in, and we spend a majority of our week working on that.
Can you give us some examples of those things?
Yeah, I mean, I think our rebound pursuit right now is an area that we have to continue to improve on. You know, I think if we can limit teams to one and done and get the first miss, that's where our offense can be created for us. You know, the times where we have to get it out of the net and we kind of walk it up, that's not really what I want to do. I want to play fast. I want to play in transition, but playing fast doesn't mean taking the first quick shot, and that's an area where we've kind of had to talk to some guys about getting better shots and you know, those kind of go hand in hand, and if we want to play at a high level, you know, we're getting to the free throw line. We've made more than our opponent a shot. That's a key factor that we focused on. We're not shooting the three very well, but from two we're shooting over 50%. So there are some positives there, but we have to rebound better, and that's the one area, you know, it hurt us in the sectional. It's going to continue to hurt you if you don't do it in the regular season, especially in NLC. And a game like tonight, if we don't rebound well, then Wawsee definitely has a chance.
It's a Wawsee team that's struggling with their own offense, trying to find their way. They've got the coach's kids who are freshmen, trying to lead them, which is always difficult. What's the scouting report on Wawsee, and what do you guys need to do to win?
Yeah, I think they're going to, by the end of the year, you're going to see a team that's a lot more equipped to win games in the tournament for them. I think anytime you bring new players or freshmen of that capacity into a major role, there's just an adjustment period, and those guys have played a lot of basketball, so they're going to make the adjustments over the course of time. And so, fortunately for us, we're playing them early in that season, and we can do some things, I think, defensively to pressure them and turn them over, and I think that's something that our focus this week has been on, of how can we better increase our traps and our rotations to speed up the game defensively, and I think tonight you might be able to see that. The Dukes kid's back. He didn't get to play last year because of COVID, I believe, so they've got some guys that have some battle-tested moments, and so, we're going to have to be there the whole game, and if they want to slow it down, we understand that. We're going to have to guard without fouling, and I think we can play fast. I think we can play slow, but, we're going to have to play ugly sometimes, but if we can do what we need to, I like where we're going to sit at the end of the night.
Who's your starting five tonight?
We are going to go Jackson Gould, Judah Simfukwe, Russ Winchester, Nick Catras, and Tyler Kuhn.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
That's Matt Moore of the Warsaw Tigers. We'll come back and further preview tonight's game between Warsaw and Wawsee next on News Now Warsaw.
At Male Fashions on Center Street in Warsaw, we know that if you look good, you'll feel good. And just like in basketball, a little bit of confidence can make a big difference. So come on in and gain the confidence you need to achieve your goals. Offering formal, business, and casual attire, along with cologne and accessories, we have just what you need to make you look and smell great. Male Fashions is a proud supporter of Tiger basketball, and we want to thank the community for supporting our local business.
Freshen up your home for the holidays with a visit to Reinhold's Town Square Furniture in Warsaw. Hi, this is Mike. Our expert staff will help you choose from sofas and love seats, sectionals, and lazy boy recliners. You'll also find dining sets and drop-leaf tables, perfect for holiday family meals and games. Get your furniture now without the wait at 118 West Main Street in Warsaw. Reinhold's Town Square Furniture, your friends in the furniture business.
Hello, I'm Jay Rigdon. In basketball, as in life, preparation is key. That's why those of us at Rock Hill Pinnock work so hard. We put in the long hours necessary to help you win your case. We develop our skills through legal education, mediation training, and using the latest technology to fight for you. Our attorneys use their decades of experience to make sure that we're prepared to give you the best outcome possible. If you'd like to talk to us about your legal needs, call 267-6116 for an appointment. Rock Hill Pinnock, lawyers you can count on.
Bad wreck, oh what you gonna do, oh what you gonna do, call the boys in blue. What you gonna do, call the boys in blue. I reckon any state and need the best rate.
You know me. Ruining the stream.
Bad wreck, oh what you gonna do, a record didn't have to come get you.
Remember, when you get in a wreck,
oh record didn't have.
The Cubs, the Colts, and the Warsaw Tigers are all part of the team on News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM and 1480 AM.
I want to stop again and thank Chris Cage for spending his Friday night with us back at the station, filling in for Steve, who has the night off. We appreciate you very much, and we are glad to have you with us on the broadcast. When the Tigers make a free throw tonight, it scores a donation for the kids in Kosciuszko County. For every Tiger free throw this season, Olafur Bergen & Company will donate $2 to the Kosciuszko County Riley Kids Fund through the Kosciuszko Community Foundation. Alan Olafur and Mike Bergen started that fund to help parents in Kosciuszko County who take their children to Riley Hospital for children with expenses like gas, food, and lodging. Olafur Bergen & Company, financial planning, 122 West Market Street in Warsaw, and online at olafurbergen.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC. Bobcat of Warsaw is the proud sponsor of 3 for 3 for the KC Riley Kids Fund. This year, when the Tiger Varsity makes a three-pointer, Bobcat of Warsaw will donate $3 to the Kosciuszko County Riley Kids Fund. Bobcat of Warsaw is a dealer for the triple thread of products: Bobcat, X-Mark, and Cub Cadet. Bobcat of Warsaw, State Road 15 South, a proud supporter of Warsaw Tiger Sports on News Now Warsaw. The Tigers are 2-2, won their opener at Columbia City, lost to number 5 Homestead, came back the next night and won at the buzzer on Russ Winchester's three-pointer, 35-32 over Huntington North. And then last time out, lost one of the most exciting high school basketball games that I've ever broadcast here at the Tiger Den. Crown Point beating Warsaw 63-60, and it's a game that Warsaw lost. There's no doubting that Warsaw lost, and yet I think we all walked out of here feeling like, one, we saw a really great game, and that Warsaw had taken some big steps forward.
Yeah, and that's the key in terms of the point of the season that we're at, is when you have a team come in like Crown Point, the goal is to get better that evening. And I think the Warsaw Tigers not only got better that evening, but they got to play in a game that you could experience at Northside Gym at the end of the year. And so the more times you can experience that, the better off you are when the tournament time comes.
The big reason why Warsaw was in that game was Jackson Gould, 32 points, 12 of 23 shooting, 3 3-pointers, 5 out of 7th the line. Jackson Gould can take over games, and he took over that game in the middle 2 quarters, and then in the 4th quarter late on Friday of last weekend.
It reminded me a lot of our final game last season, where things started slowing down for Jackson, where when he would get to the lane, instead of going up initially, he would use pump fakes and his up and unders, but it was under control. When Jackson Gould is under control going to the basket, he is very good, and it also connects with his outside shooting. He hit one of the toughest outside shots from the 3-point range that we saw to try to, kind of extend and keep us close in that game on Friday.
No Judas Mfukwe last Friday. Judas Mfukwe, though, in the house tonight, fingers taped up, he's ready to go. What can we expect?
Well, he's excited. He didn't want to miss any games, but he missed 2 of them. Now he's back this weekend, and hopefully that hand holds up for him. But with Judah, you've got that calming influence, somebody that can facilitate but also score, and it's a huge addition to this Tiger team when they've got a couple guys that stepped up, like you said, to Coach Moore last week.
Tyler Kuhn will start for the Tigers tonight. He had 4 points in the loss to Crown Point last Friday. And Coach Moore made it quite clear, this is not a punishment of Drew Heckerman for things he didn't do or poor play. This is about rewarding Tyler Kuhn for what he did in practice.
Well, when Tyler Kuhn's on the floor, when you have 50-50 balls, meaning everybody's got a shot at it, they turn into 80-20 balls, because Tyler Kuhn's going to come up with them. He hustles, he executes, he's going to get you in the right position, in the right set. He's a great leader, and for Warsaw, that's invaluable. And let's be honest, Drew Heckerman is an outstanding athlete, can do anything he wants on the basketball floor, but when you can bring him off the bench, almost in kind of a role where he's getting everybody excited and kind of a boost, that's not a bad role for Drew to come in and do that.
Warsaw averages 49 points a game. They're giving up 53 because of the Homestead game. That really skewed the numbers. Field goal percentage-wise, Warsaw at 44, their opponents at 48. They've hit 15 3-pointers through 4 games. They're shooting, though, a very high percentage, Jared. They haven't made very many, but they're shooting 35%, and Matt Moore can live with that.
Yeah, and they're shooting 35%, and that's even more of a reason when you're driving to the lane, instead of taking forced challenge shots from about 8 feet, look if that help side's coming in to kick and get yourself a couple outside perimeter shots, because you got guys that can shoot them when they get their feet under them, and I think you might see a little more of that tonight from Warsaw as their perimeter shooting.
Wawsee is 3-2. They've won 3 of their last 4. They started the year with a loss at Fairfield, 44-42. Then they beat Angola by 2. They beat Manchester by 7. They lost to West Noble, 68-37. And then they beat Whitco last Saturday, 41-34. They average 46 points a game. They're giving up 49. They shoot a very poor percentage, 34% from the field. In the win over Whitco, they made 13 of 39 for 33%. They shoot a lot of 3-pointers, but only make 26% of them. They were 5 of 15 against Whitco last weekend. The one thing they are, at least through 5 games, very good at the free throw line, 79%. They turned it over about 11 times, forced their opponents into 14. What are we going to see from the Warriors tonight?
Well, in my personal opinion, you're going to see Coach Everingham kind of throw something out that he hasn't so far this year. Taking 39 shots is not in their best interest. I think he goes back to what he used to do at Argus and try to slow the pace of the game down, keep it at their pace with a Miami or a flex high set and try to go back door. But they really, really have to play at the Wawsee Warriors pace tonight, because if Warsaw gets up and down, I don't necessarily think that they can keep up with them, especially if they don't get the ball to Keaton Dukes. If Keaton Dukes isn't getting 15 opportunities at the basket, they're going to have a hard time playing with Warsaw, just because he's your senior and he's the guy that's really could step up for you and score points when you need it.
Keaton Dukes, the son of the sheriff, Kyle Dukes, 6'3" senior, 14 points, 5 rebounds a game. What kind of player is he?
He's an all-around solid player, and when you look at him, you almost think that he's not necessarily playing hard, but it's just he's under control, he's composed, and he's not going to force anything. Unfortunately for Wawsee, he really has to force a little bit because they are so young, but it's hard to really get into a mentality as somebody that's so unselfish as Keaton Dukes is and tell him you got to be a little more selfish, but he's doing an excellent job of trying to get this young group to continue to improve.
Warsaw and Wawsee, but first, we will pause to honor Coach Doug Ogle. That is coming up in just a couple of minutes on News Now Warsaw.
Lake City Restoration on Argonne Road at Warsaw is there when you need them most. Call 574-385-9111. Whether it's damage from a fire, flood, mold, storm, or biohazard, Lake City Restoration is the solution for your emergency service needs. Call 574-385-9111. That's 385-9111. Online at lcrestore.com or simply Google Lake City Restoration.
When my team goes to work for you, we are original. Professionals with modern, unparalleled marketing and unwavering standards and passion. To us, it's more than just selling someone a house. We move people's lives forward and guide them to a home. Handling the real estate task flawlessly is one thing, but our expertise in people and results is what clients respect about us. I believe that is what makes us successful. I'm Brian Peterson of the Brian Peterson Real Estate Group of Warsaw. You can reach us at brianpetersongroup.com.
Experience and knowledge lead to success. Metzger Property Services has been delivering successful auctions for decades. Metzger is making it easier than ever to bid online by simply going to bidmetzger.com. See dozens of current and upcoming farm, residential, personal property, farm equipment, gun, and antique auctions, both on-site and online only. Thousands of items are on sale and listed now, so why wait? Remember, it's now bidmetzger.com. That's bidmetzger.com. Metzger Property Services, expanding your horizon generation after generation.
It's game time for the tip-off. Here's Roger Grossman and Jared Shaw.
This is the 76th meeting between Warsaw and Wawsee going back to the 1968-69 season. The two schools have met 22 times in the postseason and the NLC tournaments, back when that was a thing in the 90s. Warsaw has won the last 3 in the series and 13 of the last 14. Wawasee's last win was in the 2017-2018 season. There's 1 minute left on the warm-up clock. Doug Ogle has made his way partway down the stairs. Now he's down talking to Troy Akers, who will actually be giving him the award and introducing him. Here are the numbers. He coached from the 2003 season through 2020, which is 18 seasons, 275 and 141, finished second only to Al Rhodes in wins, games coached, and overall sectional titles, but Coach Ogle had more 4A sectional titles. So this is a very special moment for he and his family for this to take place here tonight. Coach Ogle receiving the Northern Lakes Conference Outstanding Service Award. The two teams now at their benches. It's a very good crowd here at the Tiger Den tonight. And many of them have come here for this particular moment. And we go courtside once again to Chip Davenport.
Fans, friends, and family, if you face the direction of the scorer's table, let's welcome to the floor Warsaw Tiger basketball coach Douglas T. Ogle. He is accompanied by Warsaw Community High School Principal Troy Akers for a special service award.
Thank you. I'd like Mr. Jeff Walmer, the principal at Wawsee Community High School, to come out, and Mr. John Snyder, the assistant principal at Wawsee High School. Why are we inviting our guests out here? Because they're all part of this family. Mr. Walmer is the principal at Wawsee, played for Coach Ogle. Mr. Schneider coached with Coach Ogle. So yes, we're here tonight, everybody, because we have a Northern Lakes Conference Service Award. And these awards are very distinguished awards. They come by nomination. All of the coaches, colleagues, and administrators from the Northern Lakes Conference have had this long-lasting tradition. And each year, the NLC accepts nominations for this most prestigious award. To have won the award or be considered as a possible recipient, you must have had either 15 years of administrative service in the Northern Lakes Conference or 20 years in coaching service in the NLC as a head coach or assistant. The award is presented upon retirement from the coaching or the administrator. Tonight, it is my pleasure as the principal of WCHS to present the award to a very deserving individual. We're here tonight to celebrate the storied career of former Tiger basketball coach Doug Ogle. As a longtime colleague and friend, and you can clap, I have known Coach Ogle and know that he has mentored an incredible number of young men and assistant coaches. His career spanned 35 years of high school basketball coaching, with 18 years at the helm of the Tigers. Over the 18 years under Coach Ogle's direction, the Warsaw Tigers either won or shared NLC championships in 8 of his 18 years as head coach. From 2015 to 2019, the Warsaw Tigers put together the longest consecutive conference championship run in the history of the Northern Lakes Conference. Coach Ogle completed his head coaching tenure here at WCHS by accumulating an overall record of 273 wins against 140 defeats. Outside of the overall domination in conference play, Coach Ogle led the Tigers to 6 sectional championships, 2 regional championships, 1 semi-state championship, and of course, as the community of Warsaw knows, 1 state runner-up. In closing, perhaps the most important thing I have to say about this gentleman is that his leading support cast would be his parents, who are with us tonight, Mike and Maxine, his wife, Melissa, his trio of beautiful daughters, Courtney, Kendall, and Cree, their son-in-laws, Will, Seth, and Eli, and of course, nothing is better than being a loving grandparent. Finally, Coach Ogle would like to extend his special thanks to all of his former players, his managers, statisticians, assistant coaches, parents, the WCS and WCHS administration, and finally you, Tiger Nation. Congratulations to Mr. Douglas T. Ogle.
Coach Ogle has received the plaque from Athletic Director Matt Binkard. Now receiving congratulations from John Everingham and Matt Moore. Pictures will now be taken down courtside. He endured a lot. Now he waves to the crowd as he makes his way to the northwest corner to go back up into the upper deck and sit with his family.
Friends and family, please.
The only disappointment is he didn't bring cowboy cookies with him. We'll have to talk with him about that later. Now the anthem.
Of our national anthem. Many thanks to our Warsaw Tiger Pep Band. It's time to meet the contestants. Let's welcome our guests, the Wawsee Warriors. Starting lineup for the Warriors, a 5'11 freshman, number 12, Miles Everingham. A 6' senior, number 14, Caden Welty. 6'3", senior, number 24, Keaton Dukes. A 5'11 freshman, number 34, Maddox Everingham. And a 6'5" junior, number 50, Colin Robertson. The Wawsee Warriors are coached by John Everingham with assistants Nate O'Connell and Scott Beasley. Friends, family, it's time to meet your Warsaw Tigers! At guard, a 6'1 senior, number 1, Truda Simfukwe! At guard, a 6'3 junior, number 2, Jackson Boo! At guard, a 5'10 junior, number 11, Nick Catchers. At wing, a 5'11 senior, number 30, Tyler Boone. And at wing, a 6'4 junior, number 32, Ross Winchester! The Tigers are coached by head coach Matt Moore. Assistant coaches are David Wayne and Ryan Becker. Special assistant head coach Hal Gunter. And voluntary assistant coach Jack Sumter.
Your officials for tonight, 3 of our favorite people in the whole world. Eric Coburn, Daryl Watson, and Wesley Yoder. Warriors in road forest green numbers. They have gold numbers and trim. Warsaw in the home white uniforms, orange numbers, and that's trimmed in black. Eric Coburn's in charge of the crew tonight, who I'm guessing between the 3 of them have to have almost, if not over 100 years of officiating experience combined. It'll be Robertson and Gould to jump it up. Up she goes. Tip controlled by the Tigers, and Wesley Yoder steps in because Eric threw the ball way too high. And so they'll try again. So Eric says, okay, I won't throw it so high this time, you guys. And he didn't. And Warsaw wins the tip anyway. Gould tips it back. Winchester's got it. Warsaw will attack Wawsee, who's in a man-to-man defense. Simfukwe bounces to Gould, gets away from his man at the left elbow. Now he'll throw it out for Catras, now to Gould out on the right. They'll take it down to the baseline. Fake it, throw it out to Winchester. Winchester around to Catras, left side to Kuhn. Kuhn will bring it out to the center circle. Now to Catras, right side to Gould. To Winchester, left side Simfukwe. Judah hands off in the weave to Catras. Out to Gould, right side to Kuhn. Now back to Gould, top of the circle for 3, in and out. And the rebound's grabbed by Dukes for Wawsee. Got a good look, good patience on the opening possession when you're most jacked up and want to do something quickly, and they come away empty-handed. Welty bounces it out for Robertson. Ball knocked away, taken away. Stolen by Gould. Got around his man, takes it in, and scores. Jackson has the first 2 points of the game. Full court pressure now. It's a 2-1-2 press. The first time we've seen this one. Across the line, Miles Everingham. Now into the near corner for Robertson. Backs down in. Didn't shoot it. Lobs it back out to Dukes, who himself is a guy who can take over a game.
On the far side, right in front of the scores table for Miles Everingham. Pressured by Gould, near sideline Dukes. Dukes against Simfukwe. Judah took a swipe at it, didn't get it. Back to the near side, threw it out of bounds. Just a bad pass. Missed his target by 3 feet. Out of bounds to Warsaw in the backcourt. A minute and a half in. Warsaw leading 2-0.
Well, and Wawassee's getting what they want. They had Warsaw spread out there, and they're able to move the ball around the perimeter. Warsaw's got to be careful not to get a foul reaching when there's no real reason to.
Gould out of the left wing. Between the circles, Nick Catras. Back to the right for Gould. Dives down to the block, floats it up there short. Tip back up, no good. Tip back up again, no good. Gould got 3 shots at it, came away with nothing. The ball was out of bounds, and it rolled down the leg of Robertson after Kuhn got in there and mixed it up a little bit.
Well, Kuhn sees a rebound go below the rebounder legs and just kind of, he could sense it and just goes and attacks the basketball.
Inbounds Gould, right corner. Out top Winchester. A catch and shoot 3 is good. Russ with his 5th three-pointer of the season. Warsaw with a quick 5-0 lead. Dukes to midcourt, almost tipped out of bounds. Against the press. Miles Everingham in the corner for Maddox for 3, and that's no good. Rebound back up by Robertson. Rebound tipped and saved in by Wawasee. Welty cutting down the lane. Robertson to the hoop for 2. Good hustle there by Wawasee to get a 3rd chance at it. 5-2 Tigers.
Well, and that's what Weldy does. Weldy gives you an opportunity for 2-3 possessions on a, one time down the floor. Last year he was in a lot of foul trouble against us. We didn't get to see it, but this year he's hoping to stay away from that.
Gould stop-and-go move, banks it in from the left side. Jackson with 4 quick points. Tigers lead 7-2. We played almost 3 minutes. At the line, Dukes down to the near corner for Maddox Everingham. Finds a cutting Welty. In on his man, he threw it away. Gould the other way, 1-on-2. Pulls up, ball knocked away, whistle, foul call. Maddox Everingham with his first. It'll be a non-shooting foul. Drew Heckman very excited to get into the game. Immediately ran out onto the court. Had to be told to go back. He is in the game now. Theo Catras in. Kuhn comes out, and Nick Catras also will take a seat. 5:04 left to play in the quarter. Warsaw leads by 5. Heckman to throw it in. Lobs it out. Simfukwe had it tipped away. It's taken away. Stolen by Dukes, who will take it down and score. Dukes at 6'3", out-jumped the 6'1" Simfukwe for it, and it's 7-4.
Well, and he didn't get screened off very well right there. Warsaw was trying to screen him, and he kind of snuck through that screen, so they were unable to throw it over the top.
Heckman, ball to the baseline, kicked. Oh, and Gould, it ran out of bounds with the ball. Now, let's see. Jackson can't play it the way he played it. The ball was kicked. There's no doubt about it. And they're going to say the ball was kicked, and it's going to be out of bounds to Warsaw. John Everingham would like an explanation. It was kicked, but Jackson can't just walk out of bounds with the ball before the whistle sounds. Gould's got it deep right corner to Simfukwe at the foul line. Back to the right for Gould. Looks inside to Heckman, who's got a mismatch against Welty, but they couldn't get him the ball. Theo Catras right in front of the Wawasee bench. Out to Heckman, right side to Gould. Gould on the floor, under the baseline, and a whistle and a bumping foul called against Wawasee. Let's see who they called that on. Welty, maybe? Nope. They called that on Miles Everingham. So the Everingham boys each have a foul. And it's out of bounds to Heckman and the Tigers with 4:25 left to play in the quarter. Warsaw leading 7-4. Heckman lobs it out to the near sideline to Gould, who'll walk it out to the center circle. And now he'll give it to Simfukwe, who's yet to really get in a scoring position. Now to Gould outside the arc on the left. He'll hand off to Heckman. Back to Gould. Open, driving, traveling. Jackson took off a step too early. And Wawasee's got the ball back, down by 3.
He saw the baseline, and it was wide open, and he took off with an extra step. Be interesting to see here, Coach Everingham really on the officials, especially on Darrell Watson early. You know, he's been known to be very competitive on the sideline. Let's see if that continues.
Well, let's just say it a different way. He's going to get on the officials till he gets a call. Down in deep, Robertson kicked to the cross, and it's tipped out of bounds by Theo Catras. And I say that not in a mean-spirited way.
No.
He just is going to be all over them till he feels like he's getting the calls going his direction.
I've been on the receiving end a couple times of those, and I've actually really enjoyed it because the way he speaks to you, he expects more out of you.
And a whistle and a foul called as well as he got the ball in bounds. And then Drew Heckerman committed a personal foul at midcourt. That'll be his first, and the first against Warsaw here in the game. Nick Catras will come in for Russ Winchester at 3:53 of the first. Warsaw still leading 7-4. Welty gets it into midcourt to Dukes. Hands it back to Welty, guarded by Nick Catras. And he'll bring it to the, guarded by Theo. Pass out top, Robertson. Pass deflected, stolen. Gould racing in for the left, all the way in for two. Jackson with a 6-point first quarter. 9-4 Tigers. Dukes to midcourt against the press. Back to Welty. Welty bounces across the line. Good catch by Miles Everingham. Miles in between the circles against Nick Catras. Off a screen, Welty. Welty leans over, rocker step, and picks up his dribble after one and gets rid of it to Maddox Everingham. Maddox against Heckerman. Heckerman put his arm on him again, and this time no whistle. Off a screen, Welty picked up on the switch by Simfukwe. Out of the right side for Miles Everingham for a long three, way off the mark. Rebound back tapped, and Wawsee gets another chance. Left side, Maddox Everingham for three, and it's good. Maddox Everingham with a three-pointer. It's 9-7 Warsaw.
And that's what happens. You give Wawsee an extra possession right there with an offensive rebound. It turns into 3 points. That's where, if you're Warsaw, you've got to do a better job of blocking out and rebounding the basketball.
Theo Catras out top Simfukwe. Back to Theo in the corner to Nick, and then back out to Simfukwe. 2.5 minutes left to play first quarter. Warsaw leads Wawsee 9-7. Simfukwe doing some organizing. Now to Heckerman, right side for Catras. Now on the drive, a whistle, and traveling will be called against Warsaw. Traveling called against Nick Catras, out of bounds to Wawsee. They could tie the game or take the lead this trip with 2:19 left to play in our first quarter.
One thing about Jackson Gould with his first 6 points of the evening, he's turned a lot of those from defense into offense, where he shot the passing lane, stole it, and then turned it into transition. And you love seeing that if you're Warsaw with his defensive effort so far tonight.
Welty against the pressure, through the center circle, gets it across, takes it left wing, down to the baseline, threw it across, all the way out the other side to Maddox Everingham. Now to Miles Everingham, looking for cutters, nobody open, bounces it to Dukes. Dukes left to the key beyond the arc, drives into Simfukwe, nowhere to go, goes it back to Miles. Now Welty curling into the lane, fakes, but he had a defender right behind him. Three by Maddox Everingham, in and out, and Gould's got the rebound for the Tigers. Gould in transition, near side of the center circle, crosses over, spin-a-ram in the lane for an 8-footer, short, and the rebound's grabbed by Jay Finlinson for Wawsee, who just checked in during that last stoppage. 90 seconds to play in the quarter, 9-7, Warsaw with the lead, Wawsee with the ball. Welty in the center circle, bounces it out for Finlinson. Jay, guarded closely by Gould. He hands off to Maddox Everingham across to Welty. He'll drive the block, throw it all the way across to an open Miles Everingham, and a whistle and a foul. It's going to be called against Warsaw. This will be Drew Heckerman's second foul. And with 1:12 left to play in the quarter, Russ Winchester comes back to the scorer's table. And he's coming in for Simfukwe to give him his first break of the contest.
Wawasee's been able to move the ball in their half-court set for the most part, where Warsaw just kind of seems like they're sprinting to the ball and they're a little bit late in their rotations. If Warsaw can be a little bit quicker, they might be able to get a couple more deflections than what they have so far.
Kuhn back in, Heckerman out with those two fouls. Welty threw it inside, knocked away. Theo Catras with the steal. He knocked it away and then tight-roped the end line to keep it in bounds. And then Kuhn's pass up ahead is knocked out of bounds. And Dukes ran into the scorer's table and broke it. And water bottles went flying in every direction. First of all, is everybody at the scorer's table okay? I think they are. Kuhn out on the left wing. His defender fell down. Winchester down to Gould in the lane. Backdoor cut. Catras to the rack. Missed it. Rebound grab by Wawsee. They got it to Theo, cutting up the baseline. He couldn't finish. Still 9-7 Warsaw. 45 seconds left to play here in the opening quarter. Dukes hands it back for Welty. Welty one-on-one against Theo Catras. Out of the elbow, couldn't shoot, hands back to Miles Everingham. Miles backs it out against Nick Catras, picks up his dribble, has a problem, and a foul is going to be called against Warsaw. They had him right where they wanted him, and he just took it a step too far and pushed.
It was the Plymouth chest in where you just walk through your guy all the way through instead of just taking up the empty space. Right there, Catras takes up a little more than the empty space, gets called for the correct call, which is a foul.
His first team's third, 27 seconds left to play in the quarter. Dukes has the inbounds pass. Right in front of the scores table, he's guarded closely by Gould. Now Duke spins back and hands back to Welty. The possession still belongs to the Warriors. They had a chance for 2 for 1 here. Welty can't shake free of Theo Catras. Count still on, still going. There's 5 seconds. Welty just dribbling around in fourth and circles. Could have been about 10 seconds. Warsaw with 9.7 left to play has a chance for the last, say now, of the quarter. And they're going to bring in Peyton Felger for this defensive possession and give Maddox Everingham the rest of the quarter off. Catras is to throw it in. Nick to the line and across. Fakes, 6 seconds. 5, pass out top, knocked away. Catras knocked it back. Winchester flips it back. Nick Catras from 40 off the backboard at the buzzer. 9-7. Warsaw leads Wawsee after 1. We start quarter number 2 in 60 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Hey, it's your friend, your realtor, Phil Kuhn with RE/MAX Results.
And I'm Senior Loan Officer, Crystal Wilson with Aspen Mortgage.
Just like in basketball, a good game plan is crucial when buying and selling a home.
And without the right team putting together that game plan, you could find yourself walking away with a loss.
Whether you're buying, selling, or need to do both, we'll lead you through every step of the process,
making it easy to get that win.
Visit philkuhn.com to start putting together your real estate dream team today.
Let's go Tigers!
Hi, this is Mike Walters at Crossroads Bank. We're in your neighborhood and we aren't going anywhere. Stop by and see us today in Warsaw, Syracuse, Columbia City, North Manchester, South Whitley, Wabash, or Peru. Crossroads Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Where your bank and your life meet, Crossroads Bank.
The Cubs, the Colts, and the Warsaw Tigers are all part of the team. FM and 1480 AM.
End of 1 in the Tiger Den. Warsaw leads Wawsee 9-7.
Warsaw shot 4 of 11 from the field for 36%. Wawsee 3 of 7 for 42%. Wawsee has 7 turnovers so far, but they're out-rebounding Warsaw 7-3, including 3 offensive rebounds for Wawsee.
And it'll be Tiger ball to start the quarter. And there's a problem with the basketball. I'm not sure what it is, but they have gone to get a different one. It will be supervised by Eric Coburn, who's in charge of the crew. So I'm not sure what happened to it. Maybe it got too wet. I mean, again, water bottles went flying when Dukes hit the scores table, and I'm wondering if it got wet to the point where it got a little soggy in that rawhide.
Well, after last year, the officials are used to that after we were exchanging them, you know, at every timeout and then every quarter. So, but I think if you're Wawsee and Coach Everingham, you really have to like where you're sitting right now in the first quarter. Only down 2. I think he would take that if you told him that's where he'd be at after 1 quarter of play.
Well, 9 points, and 6 of those were fast break steal points.
Yep.
Right? So your defense has given Warsaw's offense 3 points in 8 quarters. There's a steal. Stolen away. Gould down the lane, all the way in, lost on the way up, a whistle and a foul call. Theo Catras stole the inbounds pass, got it to Jackson Gould, and he's doing a checkup on his face to see how he's doing. He's fine. The foul is on Welty. That's his first. The free throw's coming up for Gould, who has struggled at the free throw line compared to his own standards. Just 5 of 7 last Friday, 11 of 17 for the season. First one's in.
Well, and that was the first time that he took the drive where he was just lowering his head and going, and it was the proper decision. But earlier, the drives that he's made where he's jump stopped and slowed down, that's the Jackson Gould we saw late in the Crown Point game, and you have to like that if you're Coach Moore.
And Gould makes both. So he's got 8, and Warsaw leads 11-7, and they're coming with full court pressure. On the backcourt, up the sidelines, a whistle and a pushing foul called as Miles Everingham got run off the court by Tyler Kuhn. Kuhn with his fourth team foul against the Tigers. Out of bounds right in front of John Everingham, who's been a coach at Goshen, at Argus, and one other stop now that escapes me. DeKalb, that's right, thank you. I knew it was up that way, but it couldn't. All of a sudden I had East Noble in my head, and I knew that wasn't right. Felty to the right, down to the baseline, cut off by Winchester. Now Warsaw switches back. Welty still with the dribble. He threw it behind his intended target and is taken away by Winchester for the Tigers. Gould, a 50-foot pass up the near sideline to Theo Catras. Now back to Gould, half a minute into the second. Warsaw leading by 4. Now to Nick Catras, back to Gould. Now Gould will dribble down to the right wing, looking at Winchester in the post. Now to Kuhn, around to Theo Catras. Pass inside, tipped out of bounds. Warsaw maintains possession. Simfukwe back to the scorer's table to check in. He played most of the first quarter and had very little opportunity to score.
Yeah, he was facilitating, he was moving the offense along, but he really didn't get the ball to the basket area. I was just happy to see when Jackson threw him a pass pretty hard one time, he was able to use his right hand to catch it and not really think about it.
Simfukwe on the drive to the right block. In the corner, Gould open for 3. No, long rebound grabbed by Robertson for Wawsee, but it's stolen. It's Winchester in the basket, and he's hammered and fouled. Theo Catras in the middle of the mess again.
Well, and right there, Robertson does the same thing he did in the first quarter where he grabs the rebound and he brings it down below his knees, and that allows anybody on the floor to go down and get it. With Tyler Kuhn out, it's Catras' turn to go down there and snag it away and then give the Tigers an extra possession.
Robertson pays with a foul also. His first. Winchester shoots and hits. Russ had a great weekend last weekend, and really a good weekend the weekend before. Of course, hitting the game-winning shot, played 2 really good games against Homestead and Huntington North. 9 points last week against Crown Point. He's got 5 here as he makes both free throws, and Warsaw leads 13-7. Up the sidelines, Dukes. Oh, he almost fell down over his own feet. Felty. Back to Miles Everingham. Now to Felty and across the line out of the 10 count. He's trapped through high. Good catch by Miles Everingham. Ball knocked away by Simfukwe. Now Miles gets it back. Down the lane, Miles kicks it back to Felty. Felty holding against Theo Catras. Screen to the right was a very good one. Robertson to the elbow, stops, throws it out for Maddox. Maddox will bring it all the way from the far near, and it's taken away. And then Gould runs into him and fouls him, which was a good move because if he gets free, he's headed to the basket for 2 easy points.
Well, and this is the first time Wawsee has seen this type of physicality on defense. Warsaw using their body well on the perimeter, forcing both of the Everinghams to dribble side to side instead of north to south, and that's not something they've seen so far this year.
Julian Saldivar, you heard Matt Moore in the pregame interview say that Julian has had a very good week of practice and that he would be in the game at some point, and that point is right now with 6.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter, and Saldivar immediately throws it away. Duke then drives in and is fouled. However, right before he got to the basket, he leaned backwards and gave Saldivar a pretty good shove to make some space, and the foul on Julian is his first, and Dukes will shoot 2 for Wawsee.
Dukes has made a living so far tonight on shooting the passing lanes or coming up from behind and poking the ball away, and truthfully, he's the one that's kind of keeping Wawsee in this game with his effort.
And now looking to give the Warriors their 8th point, and the first one's up and in. That's his third. 13-8, Tigers by 5. 6:23 left to play before halftime. The Lakeside Chevrolet halftime show comes up during that time period. Duke shoots the second of his 2. And that one wouldn't go. And it's tipped out of bounds. It's last touched by Felty. It belongs to Warsaw. That one hung on the rim an extra long time. You had guys down there like alligators trying to reach up and grab that thing off the rim. They just couldn't get it.
When you have to jump 2 different times to get a basketball that hit the rim when you jump the first time, you know it's been up there a while.
Winchester, backdoor cut. Gould got free and puts it up and in. Jackson Gould in double figures. He's got 10. He's been double figures in 4 of the Tigers' 5 games. 15-8, Warsaw by 7. 2 minutes into the second. Felty across the line, bumped by Theo Catras. His first, team 6th. Out of bounds to Wawsee at midcourt. Drew Heckman will check back into the game for the Warriors.
On that last possession, a great read by both Russ and Jackson, where Jackson went back door. Russ didn't wait for him to be open. He threw the ball when he was going to be open to that space, and that allowed Jackson to pump fake and then go up strong with it.
Warrior ball, one-on-one defense here. Miles Everingham, guarded by Saldivar. Into the corner to Maddox. He'll drive out to the wing. Now to Felty. Felty down the lane, out to the near side. Drive in the lane, shot no good. Rebound tip, grab by Welty, back up and in. Welty with his first two, 15-10 in favor of Warsaw. 5.5 minutes left to play before halftime. Now left side, Saldivar. Out top, Winchester. Now back to Saldivar. In the corner, Gould. Gould on the left wing, up the baseline for a 12-footer. It's good. Jackson following up his 32-point night against Crown Point with 12 here in the first half against Wawsee. Tigers back up by 7. Jump pass across to Dukes in the corner. Maddox Everingham for 3, and it's good. He's got 2 tonight, now 13 on the season, and the Warriors still very much in the game, trailing only 17-13. Right side, Heckerman. And he'll throw it out to Winchester. Back to the right, Simfukwe. He'll put it on the floor and throw it out to Gould. Gould with a head fake. Crosses over, lost the ball, got it back. And it's tipped, and it's loose, and Welty has it for Wawsee. Outlets to Everingham. Miles to Welty across the line. Welty looks over the dribble and takes it right. Warsaw will switch. Off a screen, Maddox Everingham. He'll step back and shoot a 3 over Gould, and that's short. Rebound, though, Dukes in the lane. Kicks it across for Miles Everingham for 3, and that's good. They get a second chance. Timeout called by Warsaw. And John Everingham screaming as he runs off the bench. It's a full timeout for Wawsee with 4:18 left to play in the half. Warsaw 17, Wawsee 16. We're back in 60 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Find your new ride at Lakeside. New trucks are finally arriving. Now's the time to trade up, or now's the time to build your dream car. Lakeside has build slots open and ready to be filled. Get your vehicle directly from the factory and just how you want it. Stop in today and have the personal sales team help you walk through the build process. Plus, don't forget Lakeside Chevrolet in Warsaw and Huntington is the only dealer to offer warranty forever on every vehicle under 100,000 miles. Lakeside Chevrolet in Warsaw and Huntington and at lakesidechevy.com.
Woven quietly into the backdrop of our hometowns is a family-owned business that served our community for over 50 years. You can see their unparalleled commitment and reliability in every school bus full of children, tractor working to put food on our tables, minivan carrying our most precious cargo, and in the hustle to keep the economy going during unprecedented times. As our region moves forward, Monteith's Best One will take you there. Selling tires, serving people, Monteith's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
The Warsaw Tigers play here on News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM and 1480 AM.
After the timeout, which was taken by Wawsee, the Warriors come out in a 1-3-1 half-court defense. Heckman has it on the right wing. He'll lob it all the way across to Theocatris and back out to Gould. They're out there with Simfukwe and Winchester. Gould will take it left and hand off to Theo, then back to Gould. At the foul line for Simfukwe. Simfukwe picks up his dribble. He needs help. He finds Theocatris. Winchester right back in. Simfukwe hammer. He scores! His first shot back from the injury is spectacular. And a chance for a three-point play.
How in the world did that basketball go through the hoop? He had his arm completely taken off, pulled down, and Judah was able to have enough strength to get that thing up off the glass. That's an impressive finish by Judah Simfukwe. Welcome back.
Welty with the foul, his second. Judah shoots and hits. Welcome back to varsity basketball. And now something happened after the free throw went in. And Theocatris got a foul. Oh, nope. Delay warning against the Tigers. They say Theo messed with the basketball. 3:49 left to play, first half. The three-point play by Simfukwe makes it 20-16 Warsaw. Welty to the line and across. Oh, then he takes a swing. Down inside Dukes. Throws it back out, threw it wide. It's going to go into the backcourt and be over and back. Backcourt violation against Wawsee. Warsaw's defense is really giving them a hard time.
Yeah, and you knew they would just because they're so young, but even to the speaking to the defense that Warsaw has, they're being very fundamentally disciplined by not trying to do too much and jump in the passing lanes. They're just playing good, solid defense and forcing Wawsee to make the mistake.
Gould through the center circle. He will hand off to Heckman. Heckman against the Wawsee defense, which has switched again. It's a man-to-man. Right side for Theo Catras. Out top Gould off a screen. 4-3, good. Jackson's got 15, and there's still 3 minutes left in the half. 23-16. Warsaw with the lead. Wawsee with the ball, and 3:10 left to play in our first half. Welty across the line. Puts his head down against Theo Catras. Couldn't get by. Picks up his dribble. Needs help, and finally got rid of it. Miles Everingham from NBA range, in and out. Winchester the rebound for the Tigers. Ahead to Theo Catras. On ahead to Heckman for the dunk. A two-handed flush with 2:50 left to play in the half. And the student section, which is full to capacity down below, is screaming at the top of their lungs. Miles Everingham against Heckman. Now picks up his dribble. Bounces it out for Robertson. Robertson beyond the arc. Being chased out there by Winchester. Now Winchester switches and picks up Welty. Welty drives down the lane on Russ. Shoots it left-handed. Blocked by Gould. Rebound though to Robertson. Back out to Dukes. Warsaw trying to get reformed on defense. Dukes out top for Maddox. Maddox against Gould, and Gould knocked it away and then knocked him over. And a foul called on Jackson. There's the line to cross, and Jackson crossed it. Just too aggressive.
Yep, just made a little bit of contact. But if you're Jackson, and that's your first foul, you got to be happy with being 2 minutes to go in the first half. That's your first foul. But I'm wondering if Coach Everingham maybe regrets that timeout, as Wawsee was on a little bit of a run with all the momentum, and now Warsaw's completely taking control of this basketball game, up by 9.
The foul on Gould is his first. Maddox Everingham shoots 1-1 on the 7th Tiger foul. Well, I'm glad you said it because I was thinking it. Free throw up and in.
And another thing, Catras and Keaton Dukes getting into it again down here, but Russ Winchester grabs that rebound and his eyes go straight forward the length of the floor, and that's that's how the result ended up in a Drew Heckman dunk. But we saw last year Drew kind of, when he dunked it, sometimes he would hang a little bit. Right there, he was confident as ever, threw it down, got back to play defense, and you love to see him have that confidence.
Everingham shoots for his 8th point, and Maddox got it. 25-18 Warsaw, 2:05 left to play, clock running, second quarter. The Lakeside Chevrolet halftime show is coming up. Nick Catras across the line. Now Heckman between the circles, faces up to the basket, looks right, throws it right to Catras. Down to the baseline for Gould, faces up, spin around to the block, forced it up and in. 17 for Gould, 11 in the quarter. 27-18 Tigers, 1:40 left to play here in the first half. Past the wing, Gould saw that one coming and almost knocked it out of bounds. The Tiger Broadcasting Network, the video streaming service that brings you Warsaw Tiger basketball on your computer or device, wants to thank Sim Financial, Lakeside Chevrolet, and Warsaw Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram for their sponsorship of the video streaming of tonight's broadcast. Now they bounce it out, backdoor cut, Finlayson all the way across the whistle, and a foul called. It's a foul against Wawsee. Gould took the hit. And the foul is going to be called against Welty, and that's his third. With 1:23 left in the half, that's a big foul.
Not only is that a big foul to get Welty out of the game with being one of their leaders, but it's also a difference between 3 points because they made that 3-point shot after he got it to the corner to one of the Everingham brothers. That's a huge situation where Jackson Gould, who's been the offensive leader, is willing to stand in there and take a hit from a pretty strong kid in Caden Welty.
Theo Catras, Heckman between the circles. Looks inside, nothing there in the corner for Theo. Now back out to Nick. Around the horn to Simfukwe. Gould has it in the left corner, standing at the arc, up the baseline. Pulls up for a tough jump shot from a bad angle, no good. Rebounded Jay Finlayson for Wawsee. And then Gould stole the inbounds and put it up and missed it. Tip, no good. Tipped again. Gould, his third crack at it. And he's got 19. He's got 13 in the quarter. 29-18. Warsaw by 11. 40 seconds left to play. Dukes in transition. Backdoor cut. Bobbled there by Peyton Felger. He comes out of there with it. Trapped in the corner. Long cross-court pass. Tipped by Nick Catras. Grabbed by Maddox Everingham. Everingham now near the center circle, 28 seconds. Finally, Wawsee gets their feet underneath them. Felger on the drive. Well, knocked his feet out of bounds. Last touch by Wawsee. It's going to belong to Warsaw with 21 seconds. And what a run here by the Tigers after the score went to 17-16, right? Warsaw was ahead.
Yep.
Wawsee called timeout, and it's all Tigers since.
Well, and how many times have we seen Jackson Gould, who might miss his initial shot, get 2 or 3 more taps at it just because he gets off the floor and gives effort? And you have to love that from your leading scorer, but he's been absolutely phenomenal so far tonight.
Wawsee will make some changes. And Warsaw with a change for the last say, and 2 for 1 here because they have the possession arrow. Nick Catras to the line, wide of center. Hands off to Simfukwe, across to Gould, now to the left wing for Theo Catras. Out to Winchester, down inside Gould. He got grabbed, he shot it anyway, missed it. Tip no good, tipped again no good. A whistle and a foul called. It's going to be a Wawsee foul, and Gould's going to shoot more free throws. He could get to 20 in the first half. Now, they're going to give the foul to Dukes, that's his first. And they're going to say that it was not in the act of shooting. And that's a very difficult call. Jared and I have had to decide that one, whether it's shooting or non-shooting when it's a tip. And they're going to say it's non-shooting. And so Gould's going to shoot 1 and 1. And Wawsee goes with 1, 2, 3 new players, including Welty, Jared, who's back in the game.
And this is the situation that we saw him in, not just with us, but a few times early in the season last year for Wawsee when they were going through COVID, is they had to play Welty even in foul trouble a lot of times.
Gould on the 1 and 1. Free throw rolls in. 20 points for Jackson Gould. And we still have 6 seconds left in the first half. And Gould's got another free throw.
And it's 20 points on good shots inside the offense or in transition. He has not forced anything or taken anything that you might, say, maybe not.
21 as he makes them both. 6 seconds left for Wawsee. Felty to throw it in. Gets it into Dukes, running up the near sidelines. Crosses the line, down the lane, all the way in. Put it up around Winchester and in. And that'll do it for the first half, with the Tigers with a 14-4 run to end the first half. Lead at 31-20 over Wawsee. First half scoring comes your way after this 2-minute timeout on News Now Warsaw.
Traveling, double dribble, personal foul, all bad things in basketball. Spotty dishes, rust stains, dry skin, and hair. All bad things when it comes to your water. Rab Water Systems All-Star Team can help you eliminate your water penalty. Home of the non-electric Connecticut, which provides clean, clear water 24/7 without electricity. Call or visit rabwater.com to fix your water. Our area lakes might be cold and ice could be forming, but now is the time to dream ahead to next year for a great time on the water with help from Splendor Boats. If this past summer you thought about taking your family's summer to the next level, make plans now to see the experts at Splendor. You can buy your pontoon, custom-built catamaran, or boat accessories at Warsaw's only marina on East Winona Avenue, or visit the original Splendor Boats location on State Road 15 in Silver Lake, and online at SplendorBoatsWarsaw.com. Splendor Boats thanks you for a great year and looks forward to serving you even better in the years ahead.
Your hometown independent insurance agency, W.R. Hall Insurance Group, is dedicated to protecting you from the risks of everyday life. You've gotten to know us over the last 100 years. We're your neighbors, people you've come to know and trust, and we've served generations of families, businesses, and farms around our county. From all of us to all of you, thank you for trusting us with your insurance needs. Here's to another 100 years of serving with trust, quality, and service. We are W.R. Hall Insurance Group.
Basketball is a game where your team could play man defense, zone defense, motion offense, press. You could focus on shooting threes or scoring in the post. Whatever strategy you use, in order to win the game, your team needs a head coach with an effective game plan. We at Alder for Bergen can help you develop and implement a financial game plan for your family's future.
Let Alder for Bergen be the head coach of your financial planning team. Alder for Bergen and Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at alderforbergen.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
Tiger Talk, driven by R&B Car Company. Saturday at 9 on News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM, 1480 AM, online at newsnowwarsaw.com, and at the News Now Warsaw app.
Warsaw 31, Wawsee 20 at halftime. The halftime show is brought to you by Lakeside Chevrolet, Kosciuszko County's hometown dealer. Lakeside's the only new or used dealer in Warsaw to offer warranty forever, so find your new ride at Lakeside. First half scoring for the Warriors, Miles Everingham a three-pointer for 3, Caden Welty with 2, Keaton Dukes 5, Colin Robertson 2, and Maddox Everingham is their leader with 2 threes and 2 free throws, 8 points. For Warsaw, Judah Simfukwe a three-point play, Drew Hackerman 2, Russ Winchester 5, and Jackson Gould the rest. 6 in the first, 15 in the second for a halftime total of 21. It was 9-7 Warsaw at the end of one. The Tigers built themselves a little bit of a lead in the second, but Wawsee came roaring back with a couple of three-point baskets and trailed 17-16 after a three-pointer, and they took timeout. And from that timeout, Warsaw outscored Wawsee 17-4 to give us our 31-20 halftime score. We were never tied. We've had no lead changes. Warsaw won the JV game 58-39. Warsaw is 3-2, Wawsee 3-3. Luke Bricker led the way again, 16 points. Again at halftime, 31-20. Warsaw with a lead over Wawsee. Jared's got the first half stats, brought to you by Oliver Bergen & Company, next on News Now Warsaw.
Maybe it's the first time you remember piling in the whole family to go sledding. Maybe it's the first time you remember riding along with Dad as he plowed the driveways after a big snow. Maybe it's the memories of your Sunday best and priceless moments thinking about things learned, sitting quietly in the back seat as the world went by. No matter where you go or what you drive, build memories together this season. Happy holidays from all of us at R&B Car Company.
Hey, it's Andrew from Bobcat of Warsaw, and basketball is back. Who doesn't love the roar of the crowd when someone drills a three-pointer from beyond the arc? Kind of like, who doesn't love the roar of equipment when you start it up, knowing you're about to get something done? So get your somethings done with Bobcat equipment from us. Check out our lineup of Bobcat loaders, excavators, tractors, and mowers. Come see us south of Warsaw on State Road 15. Bobcat of Warsaw is a proud sponsor of Warsaw Tiger basketball.
Booyah! At Male Fashions on Center Street in Warsaw, we know that if you look good, you'll feel good. And just like in basketball, a little bit of confidence can make a big difference. So come on in and gain the confidence you need to achieve your goals. Offering formal, business, and casual attire, along with cologne and accessories, we have just what you need to make you look and smell great. Male Fashions is a proud supporter of Tiger basketball, and we want to thank the community for supporting our local business.
Freshen up your home for the holidays with a visit to Reinhold's Town Square Furniture in Warsaw. Hi, this is Mike. Our expert staff will help you choose from sofas and love seats, sectionals, and lazy boy recliners. You'll also find dining sets and drop-leaf tables, perfect for holiday family meals and games. Get your furniture now without the wait at 118 West Main Street in Warsaw. Reinhold's Town Square Furniture, your friends in the furniture business.
Give us 15 minutes, we'll give you the world. This is News Now Warsaw.
The Lakeside Chevrolet halftime show continues with Warsaw in the lead over Wawsee 31-20. The halftime stats are brought to you by Lakeside Chevrolet, or I'm brought to you by Oliver Bergen & Company. Let them be the head coach of your financial planning team. Oliver Bergen & Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at oliverbergen.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC. Go ahead, Jared.
For Wawsee, they finished 7 of 15 from the field for 46%. That includes 3 of 8 from behind the three-point line, 3 of 4 at the free throw line. Wawsee had 13 total rebounds, but they had 15 turnovers. For Warsaw, they were 11 of 21 from the field for 52%, 2 of 5 from behind the three-point line. They were a perfect 7 of 7 at the free throw line. Warsaw had 6 total rebounds and 5 turnovers. Points off turnovers, Wawsee had 6, Warsaw had 15. Second chance points, Wawsee had 12, Warsaw had 2. Points per possession, Wawsee played to a .76, while Warsaw played to a 1.19. And Warsaw had 2 points off the bench, Wawsee had 0.
Listen, I don't care who you're playing, If you commit 15 turnovers on the road, you're probably going to be in bad shape, and that's where Wawsee is.
Yeah, and credit Jackson Gould. He scored 21 points, but he also has 5 steals. And so when he can involve himself defensively and then turn it obviously into offense, that is a good sign for the Tigers. But the Tigers have to do a better job of defensive rebounding. When you're giving up, 66% of the missed shots, Wawsee is able to rebound and reload. That's a troubling stat for the Tigers.
Tell me if you feel the same way. It feels like Warsaw they're not running to trap, but they're starting to think about leaving their man, and that puts them off balance when they're trying to go get rebounds.
It's almost like when you're in a 2-3 zone, it's hard to rebound out of a zone, and when you're Warsaw and you're pressuring that far out on the floor up to the mid-court line, it's really hard to come back and get your man, block them out, and rebound, but they're going to have to figure out a way to do it in the second half.
31-20, Warsaw with the lead. Those are the halftime stats brought to you by Oliver Bergen & Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at oliverbergen.com. We start the third in 2 minutes on News Now Warsaw.
Another exciting year of Tiger basketball. At Rocky Hill Pinnock, we enjoy listening to a hard-fought game with excitement and uncertainty at the end. However, uncertainty is exactly the opposite of what you want from a law firm. You want attorneys who know the law, who know how to solve your problem, and can give you the certainty of sound legal advice. That's what we pride ourselves on here at Rocky Hill Pinnock. I'm Jay Rigdon, and I'm inviting you to call us at 267-6116 for an appointment to discuss your legal needs. Rock Hill Pinnock, lawyers you can count on.
Bad wreck, oh what you gonna do, oh what you gonna do, call the boys in blue, car stalls won't start, oh what you gonna do, oh what you gonna do, call the boys in blue, a wreck in any state, and meet the best rate, take the next step, call records in depth, go with the guys who got the best tools, if you get in a wreck, they'll come and get you, bad wreck, oh what you gonna do, call records in depth to come get you.
Remember, when you get in a wreck,
call records in depth.
Lake City Restoration on Argonne Road at Warsaw is there when you need them most. Call 574-385-9111. Whether it's damage from a fire, flood, mold, storm, or biohazard, Lake City Restoration is the solution for your emergency service needs. Call 574-385-9111. That's 385-9111. Online at lcrestore.com or simply Google Lake City Restoration.
When my team goes to work for you, we are original. Professionals with modern, unparalleled marketing and unwavering standards and passion. To us, it's more than just selling someone a house. We move people's lives forward and guide them to a home. Handling the real estate task flawlessly is one thing, but our expertise in people and results is what clients respect about us. I believe that is what makes us successful. I'm Brian Peterson of the Brian Peterson Real Estate Group of Warsaw. You can reach us at brianpetersongroup.com.
Now back to the Warsaw Tigers on News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM and 1480 AM.
Roger Grossman, Jared Shaw, Chris Cage back at the station tonight. Steve Scott will be with us tomorrow when the boys play at Grace. That game is scheduled to tip off at about 7:45. We're scheduled to go on the air at about 7 on News Now Warsaw. Simfukwe off the inbounds, drives it right down the lane and all the way to the rack for 2. He's got 5 and Warsaw leads by 13. The halftime show was brought to you by Lakeside Chevrolet. Find your new ride at Lakeside. Warriors with the ball. Dukes outside the arc, right of the key. Hands back to Everingham. Maddox dribbled in, then threw it out, batted back to him. Gould is just not going to let him breathe. Dukes. Hands back to Welty, who has 3 fouls. Dukes up the baseline, slipped it inside. Robertson got hammered from behind. I don't know what Jackson Gould was doing there. He was back upstream, and he ran into Robertson way before he got the shot off, and Gould's got his second foul.
I think he was going to try to block his shot. I don't understand. People that know wrestling know John Cena says you can't see me, but for some reason, Wawsee can't see Jackson Gould in the passing lanes because he is invisible to them and his hands are there. It's almost, it would be nice to be Jackson Gould to be able to do that.
Free throw in and out by Robertson.
I don't know if it's just the fact that he's so quick getting up into the lane or what it is, but it seems like that when he was there so early that it was a volleyball spike to the ground, and that's a tough one to catch if you're him, but he's doing an excellent job of forcing Wawsee into some bad spots.
Robertson dribbling. Shoots it from his forehead, missed that one too. Rebound to Gould for the Tigers. So an empty trip for Wawsee. They trail by 13. Warsaw with the ball come to the near end. Nick Catras now to Simfukwe. They leave him alone. He'll bounce to Winchester. Right back to Simfukwe. Oh, he missed it. He thought he got fouled by Dukes. Play goes on. Welty to the timeline. Oh, then Welty shoves off on Gould. Maddox Everingham, top of the circle. Now throws it to his brother Miles. Miles bounces it out for Robertson. Robertson against Winchester. Two large human beings. Robertson drives down in, blocked by Winchester. Foul called on Russ. His first, more free throws for Robertson. Again, tomorrow night, the boys play the final game of the second session of the Champions of Character Classic. The tickets are $10. And those are good for the last 3 games. So you would be wise to come and watch those 3 games to get your money's worth, because if you do, it's $3 a game. That's pretty good. Robertson shoots and missed that one.
Well, Christmas comes early for me because I've got basketball on the schedule from the time that I wake up until the time that I get to go to bed. And for me, if anybody knows me, that's what I want to do. It's a Saturday for me. I'm excited. My wife, maybe not so much, but she can come along if she wants.
Second one up. That one's good. So Robertson finally gets one to stick. 33-21. Tigers with the ball in a 12-point lead. A minute and a half into quarter number 3. Nick Catras picks up his dribble, throws it out to Gould at the center line. Simfukwe around to Winchester. Down underneath Gould, but his momentum carried him out of the lane. And then Jackson tried to force it into Drew Heckerman, who starts the third quarter, and the pass is tipped out of bounds by Wawsee. Simfukwe to throw it in down here below us. Nobody from Wawsee paying much attention to Judah. That's because Gould is open on the baseline. He'll float one up and no good. Tip by Gould, grabbed by Heckerman. Heckerman is going to be called for an offensive foul. The official farthest from it calls Drew for his 3rd foul, and it will be out of bounds to Wawsee.
I was wondering if one of them were going to catch it, but I think the other 2 officials were straight line, so the official had to come out from all the way outside to call that one, because Drew did lower his shoulder on credit Welty. That could have been his 4th foul if he wouldn't have drawn it, but it was a good call.
Miles Everingham across the line, right side Welty. Welty, double team, threw to the wing, knocked away by Gould, and he saved it. What a play. Heckman ahead to Winchester. He'll put it up and in. 4 guys had a hand in getting that one into the basket. 35-21 Tigers. Dukes the line, trapped there. Throws it back to Welty. Welty up the sideline, runs into a double team, ran into Gould, no whistle. Welty almost fell down, almost stepped to the backcourt. Oh, he threw it underneath to Robertson, who takes it and tried to dunk it. And a foul on Winchester, who said, "You are not going to dunk this ball." Rusk with his 2nd. More free throws for Robertson.
Well, Coach Everingham was trying to get a timeout as that ball was in the air. And credit the officiating crew for doing what they're supposed to do and forcing the ball to come down. And then as soon as the ball was going to be caught, he's like, "Oh, never mind, I don't want that."
Robertson at the line, 1 for 4 in this game. All have come this quarter. Free throw up and no good. Robertson averages 7 points and 7 rebounds a game. A lot of what he gets is on second chances and effort. And he makes the second. 4 points, 2 out of 6 at the line. Warsaw 35, Wawsee 22. 5:38 left to play third quarter. Nick Catras hands off to Heckman. Now it's Simfukwe between the circles, 1-on-1 against Miles Everingham. Now throw it near side Winchester, dumps it down to Gould outside the block. He'll pick up his dribble, skip it across, tipped in the backcourt. Welty wins the race to it. Welty in for the left, behind the back pass. Maddox Everingham for 2. And a timeout called by Wawsee. This will be a 30. 5:14 left to play here in the third quarter. Warsaw 35, Wawsee 24. We're back in 30 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Experience and knowledge lead to success. Metzger Property Services has been delivering successful auctions for decades. Metzger is making it easier than ever to bid online by simply going to bidmetzger.com. See dozens of current and upcoming farm, residential, personal property, farm equipment, gun, and antique auctions, both on-site and online only. Thousands of items are on sale and listed now, so why wait? Remember, it's now bidmetzger.com. That's bid, METZGER.com. Metzger Property Services, expanding your horizon generation after generation.
This is Warsaw's news and information station. News Now Warsaw.
Tiger Talk tomorrow, 9 a.m. Lenny Krebs will be in. Matt Moore will be in. Final show before Christmas. I made an executive decision not to make the guys come in on Christmas morning.
I'm sure they appreciate that, and I'm sure their wives do as well.
I figured that they would. I figured I would probably do the show by myself. And I may not be allowed back in because my wife might have locked me out of the house. Simfukwe in for the left, hard to the hoop, put it up and in, and a foul. Simfukwe put his head down and drives to the basket for 2 and a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, that's a tough ask for anybody on Wawsee, especially a freshman, where Judah gets his head down and goes strong to the hole, even kind of pushes off just a little bit. It was a good, strong take. I don't think there was any disadvantage there, but what a finish, and, you got to like the way Judah Simfukwe's played today.
Judah for the free throw up, and he missed it, but there's a whistle, and Simfukwe stepped over the line, so it wouldn't have counted anyway.
I knew he missed it, so he was going to try to chase it down, and he left a little bit early.
Shot it a little heavy off the back of the rim. So Wawsee with the ball. Warsaw not pressing as they did at the beginning of the game. Welty through the center circle. Leaning over the right-hand dribble. Heckerman close, but not close enough for a count. Dukes has it outside the three-point arc against Simfukwe. Pulls up for a 10-footer. Missed it short. Winchester's got the rebound for Warsaw. Gould in transition. Up the middle. Pulls up to the arc. Shoots a 3 and missed it. Rebound grab by Welty for the Warriors. Welty in transition, in a hurry, down the middle of the lane, into the corner. 3 on the way by Maddox. Everingham no good. Rebound for Nick Catras. Ahead to Gould, who fakes and shoots and scores. 22 for Jackson. And a timeout is called by Warsaw. We'll keep it here. 4:16 left to play in our third quarter, Jared, with Warsaw leading by 15.
The transformation of Jackson Gould from what we saw maybe in the first 2 to 3 games to what we've seen in the last 2 can be summed up with that right there. He's by himself, but he's got 2 Wawsee Warriors chasing him. As instead of going straight up with it where they're going to have an opportunity to block his shot, he jump stops, just like Top Gun. He lets them fly by before he goes up to finish. That's being under control, and that's something that we saw a number 2 do a few years ago. Who that young man had a nice little weekend, or a nice little week with him too, is Kyle Mangus. That's what Kyle Mangus did. He was under control at all times, and Jackson's starting to get there, and he's becoming a scary scorer when he's that way.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. 54 points in his last 2 games. Well, not even 2. Basically a game and a half. Not even a game and 3 quarters yet. And still more to go here. Felty to the line against Theo Catras, up the far side right in front of his bench. Now picks up his dribble against Theo. He needs help. He hands back to Dukes, who's been pretty quiet. 2 field goals and 1 out of 2 at the free throw line for 5 points. Felty puts his head down, fakes, couldn't shoot it. Throws it back for Miles Everingham. He's guarded by Kuhn, who won't let him go. Miles above the foul line, backs it back out. A curling Felty from the left elbow, shoots and hits. Welty with the long jumper to make it 39-26. 3.5 minutes left to play third quarter. Simfukwe off to the right. Out top now for Nick Catras, left side to Kuhn. Kuhn back out to Catras. Now to Gould out on the right. He'll skip it across to an open Nick Catras. Back out to Kuhn. Not to Nick, not a Gould on the right. Back out to Nick. Now let's swing it back around to Theo, and we're going to have a foul called against the Tigers away from the ball. I think this is going to be Nick who's going to get it. Oh no, they called it on Judah. That's his first.
He shifted his body sideways to set a screen, and it was a back screen coming the other way, but he didn't allow the defender to have room to protect himself, and he was a little bit late, so it did appear to be a moving screen.
Felty, one-on-one against Theo Catras across the line. Threw it wide, good catch by Everingham to keep it in bounds. Dukes trying to drive in, spins in on Gould and scores. Out of timeout will be taken here by Wawsee. 2:49 left to play, third quarter. This will be a 30. Again, we'll keep it here. Warsaw with a 39-28 lead. The Warriors just won't go away, Jared.
Well, and that's something right there that you want to see if you're a Wawsee Warrior fan, is Keaton Dukes being assertive, taking the ball to the basket, because he needs to be that guy that can score baskets underneath and force you to defend him driving to the basket, and that way that'll free up the Everingham's around the perimeter for three. Well, Warsaw's defense, individually and team, has been high pressure this entire game, but when they break down, it breaks down. When you get beat and they're attacking the basket, there's nobody there to protect you because of the way Wawsee spaces the floor, there's no help side. If you were going to have a help side person there, Wawsee spacing wouldn't be exactly where you want it. So credit Coach Everingham on getting the floor spaced, allowing them to drive to the basket when it's available.
Simfukwe comes out. It's Carson Gould out there now with Kuhn, the Catras brothers, and Jackson Gould. So you have the Gould brothers and the Catras brothers out there both. Carson Gould below us, a whistle and a foul called. This will be a foul against Warsaw, away for the ball. Eric Coburn saw something that was illegal, and Tyler Kuhn's going to get his second foul. Again, Wawsee could put a run together pretty easily, and it wouldn't take a long time to do it to get themselves right back in this game.
Yeah, and Warsaw's got to be cognizant of that, not let up at one bit, because the last thing you want is them within 5 or 6 points when you get down to 3 minutes to go in the fourth.
Welty, far side of the center circle. Bounces it at the feet of Dukes, but it came right up to him. Back out to Welty, far side for Miles Everingham. Picks up his dribble out top against Carson Gould. He's got a problem, and he got rid of it to Welty. Faces up, drives to the elbow, picks up his dribble. He needs help, he'll bounce it out to center to Maddox. Maddox Everingham, one-on-one against Kuhn. Left side for his brother Miles. 2 minutes to go in the third. Onto the baseline, cut off. Now he comes out against a double team. Picks up his dribble, and we've got an official stoppage as Miles Everingham took a hand to the face and hit him in the nose. And he asked for a stoppage, and he got one from Eric Coburn. And they're going to take him out. And the trainer from Wawsee will take a look at him. Not sure if blood is involved or not. Actually, they're not going to take him out. They're going to leave him in. But they're going to plug his left nostril. 1:53 left, third quarter. Warsaw 38. Nope. Warsaw 39, Wawsee 28. And the number to keep in mind here, Warsaw already has 6 team fouls here in this half. Wawasee's only been called for 1. Miles Everingham out against Carson Gould. A couple of freshmen going down. Pass out, stop, stolen. Gould races down for 2 more. Jackson with 2 baskets in the second half. He's got 24. It's 41-28. Right now, Gould getting shot out of a cannon on defense.
Well, it's credit the ball pressure there because it forced that pass, but Jackson Gould went 0 to 30 real quick right there.
Felty, stop and go move, shoots it around Gould and in. 41-28. Tigers lead is, 41-30. Tigers lead is 11. 1:13 left to play, third quarter. Carson Gould left side for Theo Catras. Out top, Gould, a catch and shoot 3 is way long, and Kuhn's going to get a foul on the rebound. And that will allow Wawsee to start shooting free throws. Kuhn ran into the back of him. It looked like a foul to me. He wasn't leaning on him. He ran into him pretty hard.
Yeah, and Tyler, if he just gets there and stops, that rebound's his because that defender has to jump backwards in order to get it. But instead, he uses his momentum, push that guy underneath the basket. And this could be trouble for Warsaw now. Wawasee's going to the free throw line for the remainder of this game.
And Dukes is up there. He missed one earlier, and that's news because coming into the game, he was 20 out of 23. 1:05 left in the quarter, and Wawsee could get it to 10 and then 9 with a couple free throws here. It's a really interesting lineup out here for Matt Moore right now. Dukes shoots the first one up and short, and the rebound's grabbed by the Tigers. And then a foul call. Theo Catras got the rebound, and then he got whacked across the arm. You have Simfukwe, the Catras boys, Carson Gould, and Kuhn. And maybe this is the lineup for the final 103. Nick? Catras will bring it up. Far side of center, out by where the volleyball line intersects with the midcourt line. They clear out the top. Nick kicks it out to Gould. Warsaw's going to spread the floor here. Theo Catras out by the center circle. And John Everingham calling out the defense he wants. Simfukwe dribbles to in front of the center circle. Dukes comes close enough to get a count going, so they throw it across to Theo. Theo against Welty. Jab step, and then a hard dribble out, and he throws it to Simfukwe, 25 seconds. Now back to Simfukwe from Theo. Now Carson Gould pops out from the middle, like posting up above the free throw line. Out long pass across, tipped near midcourt. It'll go out of bounds, and it's going to belong. The official closest to it didn't see it. Wesley Yoder didn't see it either. They're going to ask Eric Coburn, and they're going to go, and they're going to give the ball to Warsaw. And John Everingham's out on the court. John Everingham's 10 feet out on the court. Eric Coburn looked at his good friend, Darrell Watson, and gave him the thumbs up like, well, let's go to the arrow. And Darrell Watson now is explaining to Eric Coburn why he pointed to Warsaw. And they're going to go to the arrow. They're going to give the ball to Wawsee. So Wawsee now with a last chance before the end of the quarter, and Jackson Gould's coming back into the game for Warsaw, and Carson Gould will come out.
Yeah, you can't ask both other officials what they saw and then make the call on your own. If you're going to make the call on your own, you got to make it originally before you start asking for help. Good call by the officials to get together.
So it's out of bounds to Wawsee at midcourt. Felty will throw it in from right in front of Judy Timmons. Gets it into Robertson, who just checked in. Felty drives in from the left. Put it off the glass and in, and a foul! Welty scores again, and he's got a chance for a three-point play with 7 seconds left to play in the third quarter. I know a lot of yelling and shouting and pointing in the Warsaw players again. Theo Catras with a foul, his second. And the Warriors, Welty averages 7 a game. He's got 6 in this quarter and could have 7 if he makes this free throw. And the left-handed senior puts it up and around and in. Welty comes out. He's got 3 fouls. They don't want him to get a 4th. And now John Everingham will send a parade to the scorer's table for this last defensive stand of the third. And it'll be Theo Catras to throw it in to Gould, who is unguarded. And Gould will pick it up at the free throw line. 5 seconds. 4. One-on-one against Dukes. Puts on the floor. Got around it. Put it off the glass. No good. Heavy contact. No whistle. Through 3 quarters. Warsaw 41. Wawsee 33. We start the fourth in 60 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Hey, it's your friend, your realtor, Phil Kuhn with RE/MAX Results.
And I'm Senior Loan Officer Crystal Wilson with Aspen Mortgage.
Just like in basketball, a good game plan is crucial when buying and selling a home.
And without the right team putting together that game plan, you could find yourself walking away with a loss.
Whether you're buying, selling, or need to do both, we'll lead you through every step of the process,
making it easy to get that win.
Visit philkuhn.com to start putting together your real estate dream team today.
Let's go Tigers!
Have you heard about the Tell a Friend program at Crossroads Bank? When you tell friends and family about Crossroads Bank, you'll get rewarded when they open a checking account. They have offices in Columbia City, North Manchester, Peru, South Whitley, Syracuse, Wabash, and Warsaw. Crossroads Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When your bank and your life meet, Crossroads Bank.
Listen to the Tigers anywhere in the world at newsnowwarsaw.com and the News Now Warsaw app.
3 quarters in the book, still very much a game. Warsaw 41, Wawsee 33.
Wawasee's now 12 of 22 from the field for 54%, while Warsaw 16 of 31 for 51, but Wawasee only had 2 turnovers in the third quarter.
Up the far sideline, Gould, who had 4 points in the third, he had 4 points in the third, and there's Winchester for 3, and it's good. Winchester, a 3-pointer from where he made the one that beat Huntington North a couple weekends ago. 44-33, Warsaw back up by 11. Now on the right side, Miles Everingham pressured. Got rid of it to Robertson. He's pressured. Everingham, a three-pointer, in and out. Winchester tips the rebound. Simfukwe keeps it in for the Tigers. And a whistle and a foul called. Simfukwe was looking for the long pass down court, and he got whacked as he did so. And it's Robertson's second. It's only the third team foul against Wawsee. Warsaw's been called for 8. By the way, I think I gave you the wrong total earlier. Gould has 25, not 24. After his 32-point outing against Crown Point last weekend, he's backed that up with another high-point performance here again. Simfukwe, Gould, now down to Theo Catras below us. Waiting for action, nothing happened. Simfukwe out to Nick Catras, right side to Gould. Skip pass across to Theo, out to Simfukwe. Now to Nick, back in the corner for Theo, back out to Simfukwe, to Nick, to Simfukwe, now to Gould. Makes a hard cut, down the rack, all the way for 2. 27 for Jackson Gould. 46-33, Warsaw by 13, 6:40 left to go.
Warsaw got a quick reversal right there after passing the ball back and forth on one side of the floor, and it left the other side completely wide open for Jackson.
Miles Everingham, left wing, a whistle, and a foul called against the Tigers. Matt Moore not complaining, but he could. They call a hand-checking foul on Nick Catras, his second. Miles Everingham, who rarely goes to the free throw line, just 7 times through the first 5 games, will shoot for his 4th point here tonight. And Miles to the line, shoots it up there and in.
And that's something that, as the season progresses and, of course, of the high school career of the Everingham brothers progress, you're going to want them to get to the basket a little bit more to get to the free throw line, because they've always been excellent free throw shooters, whether it be through elementary or middle school.
Second one up and good. Miles makes both. He's got 5. 46-35 Warsaw, 6:30 left to play. On the opening night of Northern Lakes Conference basketball. Gould bounces to Winchester. He'll face up and skip across to an open Simfukwe for 3. It's no good. Tipped and grabbed by the Warriors. Dukes comes out of there with it. Out to Welty. He lost it but got it back. In transition, Miles. Down the left side of the lane. Pull up 12-footer. Short. Long rebound. Winchester had it. Knocked away. Dukes picks it up. Shoots a 3-pointer. That's short. Simfukwe grabs the rebound, and then he got run into and fouled by Miles Everingham. His 3rd, team's 4th, out of bounds to Warsaw.
Once again, Wawasee's effort on the offensive glass gives them the opportunity, and I think maybe if you're Coach Everingham, you want a little more patience offensively there, because that was a big possession for them.
An update on the score: Valley 55, Whitco 41. Here the Tigers lead by 11 with 5:50 left. Theo Catras, now Simfukwe. Judah will put it on the floor. He'll run into Everingham. He put it off the glass and in. Judah now with 9, and Warsaw leads again by 13. Dukes in a hurry the other way, peels back, gives it off to Miles Everingham, knocked away. Winchester the steal. Up ahead to go 3-on-3. A bounce pass is kicked by Welty, who saved what would have been a sure score for the Tigers.
That doesn't seem like a difficult thing to do, but that right there, the play Welty made to get his foot in that passing lane as hard as it was thrown, is pretty impressive, because that takes a lot of eye and feet coordination, I guess I would say.
Well, as a soccer player, what he did was he raised his right foot while his feet were both in the air.
Yeah.
Okay? And that takes something. That's pretty impressive. Gould off the inbounds. Had a 15-footer, didn't take it. Out to Winchester, across to Theo Catras. They give him plenty of space. Now to midcourt. Gould directing traffic with 5:20 to go in the game, and Warsaw leading Wawsee 48-35. Gould dribbles the baseline, bounces it out to Simfukwe left corner. He'll go up the baseline, lost it, got it back. He'll throw it out for Drew Heckman, who just checked in. He's triple teamed. Gould at the foul line, shoots from the elbow, no good. Oh, it hit the backboard wire. No basket, it hit the backboard wire. It's out of bounds to Wawsee. It did go in, but it does not count because it hit the wire. Wawsee wanted a charge there, but that was acting by Dukes. There was, 8 inches, maybe 10 in between their bodies when he went flying. Dukes up the left side of the lane, shoots over Simfukwe, missed it. Heckelman's going to get a foul for pushing off. Drew didn't have to, but now he's got 4 fouls with 4:51 left. More free throws for the Warriors on the 9th team foul called again. Oh, I'm sorry, the 10th. So Robertson shoots 2.
Warsaw's found themselves in that spot quite a bit on the boards tonight, where they're behind their man, not in position to rebound, and then they're either getting called for a foul or Wawsee's coming down with the board. They've got to anticipate a shot and then also anticipate a miss to try to get in between the basket area and the guy that they're guarding.
Robertson toes the line. 6'5" junior shoots and got it. He's hit his last 2. He has 5 points. He's been there a lot. This is his 4th trip there. He is 3 out of 7. And now one more. And it's up there and it rolls around and in. Well, neither one of those wanted to, but they both did. And it's 48-37 Tigers with 4:48 left. Simfukwe to the line and across. Right corner to Gould. He draws a lot of attention. He's already got 27 points. Gould now bounces out to Winchester. Right back to Gould in the corner. Up the baseline, picks up his dribble. He needs help, and he threw it away. He was thinking Simfukwe would cut to the basket, and he did not. And here come the Warriors. Miles Everingham flips it back to Welty. Welty drives down the lane and slips it off to Robertson, who was standing by himself under the basket. And it's 48-39, and the Warriors are back within 9 at 4:15 of the 4th. And Matt Moore wants timeout and gets it. Timeout, it is a full. 4:12 left to play, 4th quarter. Warsaw 48, Wawsee 39. We're back in 60 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Find your new ride at Lakeside. New trucks are finally arriving. Now is the time to trade up, or now is the time to build your dream car. Lakeside has build slots open and ready to be filled. Get your vehicle directly from the factory and just how you want it. Stop in today and have the personal sales team help you walk through the build process. Plus, don't forget Lakeside Chevrolet in Warsaw and Huntington is the only dealer to offer warranty forever on every vehicle under 100,000 miles. Lakeside Chevrolet in Warsaw and Huntington and at LakesideChevy.com.
At Monty's Best One, their experts know how to take care of bald tires. Now through December 31st, get $50 back by mail on a Visa prepaid card when you spend $250 at any of the 13 Monty's Best One locations using your new or existing Best One credit card. You'll also receive an additional $50 in Best One bucks to use on a future purchase at any Monty's location in Elkhart, Marshall, and Kosciuszko County. Plus, visit their newest location in Napanee. Subject to credit approval, visit MontyTire.com for details.
Get the latest local news weekdays on News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM and 1480 AM.
4:12 left, 4th quarter. Wawsee just kind of sticking around. Part of it's because the Tigers haven't executed, and part of it's because Wawsee has played a lot better here in the second half. And now the Tigers lead by 9 with the ball at the near end. Gould lobs to Theocatris. They want to get the ball to Winchester, now they do. He'll skip it in the corner. Gould fakes, drives the baseline, leans back and shot it short. Put it back up and in. Jackson Gould with 29. Gould scores to make it 50-39 with 3:45 left to go. Dukes the other way. Slips it back to Maddox, who we haven't heard a lot from. Felty in the lane. Fakes, whips a no-look pass underneath Robertson. Shot blocked. Winchester got a piece of it. Gould comes out of there with it. He's in a hurry. Uphead right corner, Kuhn, a catch and coot. 3. Good! Kuhn, a huge three-pointer in transition, and Warsaw leads by 14 with 3:20 to go.
When you call a timeout like Coach Moore did, you can't expect those 2 possessions to work out any better than what they did for the Tigers.
Dukes top of the circle, a 3 of his own, comes up short. Simfukwe the rebound, comes out running. Simfukwe up the left side, underhanded, flipped it up and in. Judah in his first game back from the hand injury with 11, and the Tigers all of a sudden have blown it open. It's 55-39 with 2:55 left. Dukes the other way to the right baseline, cut off. Now picks up his dribble in the deep right corner. He'll hand it back to Miles Everingham. He's trapped in the corner. He's looking a way to get out of it. He threw it off of Winchester and out of bounds.
Be interesting to see what Coach Moore said in that timeout, because whatever was said, throw that back in the safe and bring it out when you need it, because they have come out a ball of fire here since that timeout was called.
Interesting. Julian Saldivar comes into the game. in place of Theo Catras with 2:42 to go. 55-39 Tigers. Felty below the foul line, extended the far end on the near side. Into Dukes. Pass across the lane. It's stolen by Gould. Gould racing down 2-on-2. Takes it in, put it up. Foul call. Welty can't believe it. He played the whole second half with 3 fouls. Gets his 4th here. And Jackson Gould to the free throw line. Oh, I'm sorry. It's his 5th. Good catch by you. So Welty sits down with 2:37 left. He'll finish with 9 points.
Well, in his second half for Wawsee has really kept him in, striking distance, him and Dukes. But with his passing, the last couple possessions, his passing's been incredible, and that's a tough loss for Wawsee to bring in somebody at his defensive effort and then his passing to try to replace that.
Gould shooting for his 30th point. First one's up, first one's good. 32 against Crown Point last Friday, 30 against Wawsee here tonight. Which means Roger's going to have to go digging through the archives and see how many times that Nick and Kyle did that. Free throw up and in. I'm not going to have a number. There's no way I'm going to be able to give you a definitive answer. Because I don't have the box scores for Jeff Gross or Kevin Ault either. But it hasn't happened many times.
Let me clear it up. I didn't do it once, so you don't have to research that.
Dukes a 3 in the corner. Air ball out of bounds to Warsaw with 2:21 to go. The Tigers saw Wawsee cut their lead down to 9 at 48-39, and it's been all Warsaw ever since. Gould across the line. Hands back to Saldivar. Winchester looking right, throws it left. Saldivar open and shooting for 3, no good. Simfukwe had the rebound, bounce off his hands and out of bounds. It'll belong to the Warriors with 2:04 left.
A little bit too much juice on that for Julian, but you step into the game right here. I don't think he expected to be that wide open, as physical as the defense has been on this end.
Well, and he was an extra 2 feet out, and that ball still, I don't think, turned a whole rotation. At the other end, and Maddox Everingham lost it off the end line and out of bounds. Warsaw gets the ball back, leading 57-39 with 1:50 left to play. Kuhn to Winchester between the circles. Looking for curlers, gets to Simfukwe. Judah in the lane. Oh, they're going to call an offensive foul on Judah. Judah with his second, more good acting there by Wawsee. The official had a bad angle, made that call out of bounds to the Warriors with 1:39 left.
I will give Miles credit, yes, he embellished, but he still took the bump. I mean, he went down pretty hard to try to sell that one, but that was one that probably he got away with.
Miles Everingham under the basket, out to Maddox. He fakes the 3, now will shoot the 3, and it's no good. Winchester took the rebound, a whistle, and a foul called against the Warriors. I think Jay Finlinson's going to get this one. Nope, I'm wrong. Robertson with his 3rd. It's only 6 against Wawsee, so Warsaw plays it in with 1:20 to go. Gould to the line. Hands back to Judah. Out top for Saldivar, now to Kuhn. Kuhn looking inside, not much happening. Into the corner for Simfukwe. Judah thinking. Now dribbles it out to the wing. Dribbles in the lane, kicks it out to Kuhn. Kuhn on the drive. He picked up his dribble, he's called for traveling. Kuhn can't believe it. That's as much debating with an official as you're going to see from Tyler anytime.
Coach Moore looks at him and says, "Don't look at me, I didn't do it."
Yeah. Everingham across the line. Miles dribbling left against Kuhn. He'd like to get that ball right back. On the right side, ball knocked away, taken away. Kuhn the steal. Picks up at the clock. He'll race down. He will fake, and he will miss it. Put it back up and in, and a foul. Kuhn missed the initial shot, grabbed it in midair, put it in, and he's got a chance for a 3-point play.
I mean, I'm not going to say it was on purpose so he could pad his stats and then get the end one, but that first miss, I think, might have been a little bit intentional.
And we'll have a timeout taken by the Warriors. 38 seconds left to play in the game. Warsaw 59, Wawsee 39. We're back in 60 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Traveling, double dribble, personal foul, all bad things in basketball. Spotty dishes, rust stains, dry skin, and hair. All bad things when it comes to your water. Rab Water System All-Star Team can help you eliminate your water penalties. Home of the non-electric Connecticut, which provides clean, clear water 24/7 without electricity. Call or visit rabwater.com to fix your water. Our area lakes might be cold and ice could be forming, but now is the time to dream ahead to next year for a great time on the water with help from Splendor Boats. If this past summer you thought about taking your family's summer to the next level, make plans now to see the experts at Splendor. You can buy your pontoon, custom-built catamaran, or boat accessories at Warsaw's only marina on East Winona Avenue, or visit the original Splendor Boats location on State Road 15 in Silver Lake, and online at SplendorBoatsWarsaw.com. Splendor Boats thanks you for a great year and looks forward to serving you even better in the years ahead.
You're listening to the Warsaw Tiger Radio Network. 1480 AM, NewsNowWarsaw.com, and the News Now Warsaw app.
38 seconds left. Kuhn at the line to complete the three-point play. The foul was on Maddox Everingham, his third. Kuhn up there looking for 6 points. He came in with 4, and all those came on one shot in the Crown Point game when he had a 4-point play. Free throw no good. Rebound to Dukes for Wawsee. The Warriors will fall to 3-3. It's a high screen at the top. Miles Everingham trying to get around Winchester. That's like trying to drive around Mentone, like drive around it. In the lane, Everingham, 15 seconds. John Everingham practicing a last-second shot. And a running jump shot by Robertson is good. And timeout will be taken here by Wawsee. It is their last timeout. It comes with 7 seconds left. And Warsaw in the lead, 59-41. Again, tomorrow night, Championship Character Classic at Grace College. Warsaw versus Fort Wayne Northside. The Legends are playing Fort Wayne Snyder tonight. So we'll get an update on that from Gary Andrews, their head coach, tomorrow morning. We expect to go on the air at 7 on News Now Warsaw. When the tip-off will be at about 7:45. The elementary championships begin tomorrow. The boys' games start in the T-Rack at the four courts there at 9 a.m. And the girls' games will start after that at about 10:15 to 10:30. Then there'll be another round. The semifinals will follow that, boys and then girls, with the championship here in this room on Monday night. There's no charge tomorrow, but there'll be a $5 charge for the championship games. Kuhn to play it in. Wawsee is pressing. Kuhn gets the ball from Darrell Watson, runs the end line, gets it to Gould. He'll race up the sidelines, deep in the corner. Winchester shoots a three. It's no good. Fimfukwe will tip it in at the buzzer. Simfukwe. Oh, and we got a problem at the scorers table. John Everingham is Simfukwe gets credit for the basket. He's got 13, but John Everingham let Matt Moore know that what happened right there was not okay. That will surely come up tomorrow during Tiger Talk. And Everingham, a long look at the Tigers as they walk back to the locker room. Well, my initial reaction is they pressed. If they didn't want Warsaw to score, they should have pressed.
I was unaware of the rule that one team can still continue to play and practice what they want situational-wise and one team can't, because that's all Warsaw did. That's the end of the game situation that Warsaw wants to show and play. If you don't call that timeout to press, that doesn't happen. So there's a guilty party on that side as well.
61-41. Warsaw beats Wawsee here tonight. Post-game coverage begins after this 90-second break on News Now Warsaw.
Your hometown independent insurance agency, W.R. Hall Insurance Group, is dedicated to protecting you from the risks of everyday life. You've gotten to know us over the last 100 years. We